No pulse. Start compressions now.
Clear the way.
Charging to 200.
Move.
Clear.
Move. The
We're losing
hospital
her.
door
Hurry.
slammed open as a stretcher burst
No
through.
pulse.
Wheels
Start
rattling
compressions now.
violently against the
Charging
tiled
to
floor.
200. Clear.
Rainwater trailed behind
We're
them.
losing her. Hurry.
On the stretcher, a woman writhed in agony, her body
move,
arching,
quickly.
her fingers
Get her
digging into
transferred
the
to the
sheet
table
so
now.
hard her knuckles turned white.
Vitals are dropping. We need to prep for suction.
It hurts.
Okay, big push right now. You're almost
Please.
there.
She screamed,
I can-
her voice
Okay,
tearing
big
through the
push right
hallway.
now. You're almost there.
Her breathing was broken.
I can see the head. Keep
Sharp,
pushing.
panicked.
You're
Her
doing
entire
great.
body
Breathe.
trembled with every contraction. BP is dropping. Contractions
I
are
can't
too
do this.
strong. We're losing control.
You can do this, baby.
Where is the OB team? Welcome to Afro-Korean Noir. Hey, you're in the right spot. Dive in for vibes, stories, and content you won't forget. Subscribe and join the journey. Let's make it epic. I'm right here. I'm right here. A man's voice cracked behind them. He stumbled forward, nearly slipping on the wet floor, grabbing onto the side of the moving stretcher. Please, please save her. Do whatever it takes, he begged. His hands shook as he reached for her. She turned her head weakly toward him, her face soaked in sweat, strands of hair clinging to her skin. I can't do this anymore, she gasped. Hey, look at me, he said quickly, his voice breaking. You're okay. You're okay. I'm here. You're not alone. Another contraction hit. Her body jerked violently. She screamed so loud the hallway seemed to echo with it. Her fingers shot out, grabbing his wrist, nails digging into his skin. Make it stop. Please, make it stop, she cried. The doctors pushed faster. Get her into her too! Now! The doors swung open. Bright surgical lights flooded the room as they wheeled her inside. Machines were already being prepared, gloves snapping, metal instruments clinking, everything moving fast but not fast enough. Fetal heart rate? One doctor asked sharply. Dropping, rapidly. Damn it. Okay, listen carefully, the lead doctor said, stepping closer. We're going to try for a vaginal delivery, but if this continues, we switch immediately. Understood? Understood. They positioned her. All right, listen to me, a nurse said gently but firmly, leaning close to her face. When I say push, you push with everything you have. Your baby needs you, okay? The woman nodded weakly, tears streaming down her face. Contraction coming. Now, push, she screamed again. Her entire body strained, every muscle tightening, every ounce of strength pulled from deep inside her. Again, push! I can't, she cried. You can! Well, do it again, she pushed and pushed and pushed again. The billionaire stood at her side, gripping her hand tightly, his face pale, eyes wide with fear. You're doing so well. You're doing so well. Please don't stop, he whispered. But something was wrong. Heart rate is unstable. Mother's BP is crashing. Come on, the doctor muttered, watching the monitor. Another contraction hit, stronger than before. Her body jerked violently. Ah! Then suddenly, her strength faltered. Her grip weakened. Her breathing became shallow, uneven. Stay with me, the doctor snapped. Ma'am, look at me. Stay with me. The billionaire leaned closer, panic flooding his voice. Hey, don't do this. Please don't do this. Her eyes fluttered, struggling to stay open. I'm tired, she whispered. No, you're not. You're almost there, he said quickly, his voice breaking apart. I can't feel, she murmured faintly. The monitor beeped irregularly. Doctor, her pulse is fading. Everything changed in an instant. Switch. We're switching. Now. Prepare for emergency C-section. The room exploded into motion. Scalpel. Anesthesia. Quick. Move. The billionaire was pulled back. Sir, you need to step out. Now. No, I'm not leaving her, he shouted, struggling against them. You'll interfere with the procedure. I don't care. But he was forced back, held at the doorway, watching, helpless, on the table. Her body lay still now, too still. Come on, stay with us, a doctor muttered under his breath. The procedure began, fast, precise, desperate. Seconds stretched, each one heavier than the last. When then, We have the baby. A small body was lifted into the air. Fragile, motionless. No sound, no cry. The room went quiet. Too quiet. Come on, breathe, a nurse whispered, quickly clearing the airway. Nothing. Start stimulation. They rubbed her, checked her airway again, adjusted, waited. Nothing. Heartbeat? A pause, too long. I'm not getting anything. Check again. I did. The billionaire's voice cracked from the doorway. Why isn't she crying? No one answered him. If you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing. Creating these videos takes time and heart, and your subscription truly helps me stay motivated to keep going. The doctor tried again, more urgent now, more forceful. Come on. Come on. Nothing. The room felt heavy, like the air itself had stopped moving. Time of death, the doctor said quietly. And in that moment, everything broke. No! The billionaire collapsed, his voice tearing through the room. Not both, please! Not both! His cries filled the space. Raw, broken, uncontrollable. A nurse slowly reached for a white cloth and gently placed it over the baby. And just outside that room, a hungry boy had just slipped past security, looking for something to eat. He had no idea. He was about to change everything. The hallway outside the operating room smelled faintly of antiseptic and something else. Grief. It lingered in the air like something heavy you couldn't see, but could feel. Jaden slipped in quietly, barefoot, wet, hungry, invisible. He had done this before, timing the doors, watching security, moving when no one paid attention. Hospitals were strange places. People were always too busy or too broken to notice someone like him. He moved slowly along the wall, his eyes scanning, looking for anything. Food, leftovers, a mistake someone forgot to throw away. Then, he heard it. A man crying. Not normal crying, not quiet, not controlled. Broken crying. Not both. Please, not both. Jaden froze. Something about that voice. It pulled him. He turned toward the slightly open door of the operating room. Bright light spilled into the hallway. He stepped closer, carefully, peeking inside. And what he saw made his chest tighten. A man on his knees, shaking, crying like his world had just ended. Doctor silent, still, heavy, and on the table. A small body, covered. Jaden's stomach twisted. He didn't know why, but he stepped inside. No one noticed, not at first. He moved closer, slowly, quietly. Oh, the room felt wrong, too still, too quiet. Then, he saw it, the smallest movement. So small, most people would miss it, but Jaden didn't. A twitch, the baby's finger. Jaden's eyes widened. His heart slammed hard against his chest. No, he whispered. He stepped closer, faster now. No, no, no. Hey, what are you doing in here? One nurse snapped, finally noticing him. Get him out. But Jaden didn't move. His eyes were locked on the baby. She's not dead. The room went still again. What? She's not dead, Jaden said louder, his voice shaking, but certain. One of the doctors frowned. Security? I saw her move, Jaden shouted. She moved. That's enough. Get him out of here. The billionaire didn't even look. He was still on the floor, still breaking. Jaden's breathing became uneven, fast, desperate. Don't forget to subscribe if you love this kind of content. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know you want more videos like this. No, you're wrong, he whispered. No one listened. The nurse stepped forward. That's when Jaden moved. Fast. Before anyone could react, he ran to the table, grabbed the baby, and pulled her into his arms. Hey! Stop him! Alarms of shouting filled the room. What are you doing? But Jaden didn't stop. He ran. Out of the room, down the hallway. His bare feet slapped against the cold floor, his grip tight, careful, but urgent. Stop that boy, security shouted behind him. But Jaden didn't look back. He only remembered one thing. Water. He didn't think. He didn't calculate. He just ran on instinct. He reached a sink, turned the tap violently. Water rushed out. He held the baby under the stream, supporting her head, letting the cold water touch her face. Come on, he whispered. No response. His breathing shook. Please. He adjusted her slightly, tilted her forward. Just like a memory flashed. His mother coughing, struggling. Help me, she had whispered. He froze back then, did nothing, and she died. Jaden's face tightened. Tears filled his eyes. Not again. He pressed gently on the baby's chest. Once, twice, again. Nothing. Breathe. Please, just breathe, he whispered. Footsteps thundered closer. Stop! Jaden didn't stop. Again. Press, release. Press. Water still running, dripping down. Come on! He cried out now. Then, a sound, small, weak, a cough. Jaden froze. Another one. Then, a cry, soft, fragile, but real. The baby moved, her chest rising, her voice filling the space. Am I alive? The hallway went silent. The doctor stood frozen. The billionaire slowly lifted his head. His eyes locked onto the sound. His daughter, crying, alive, and standing there, soaked, shaking, holding her, was the boy no one had noticed. The hospital room was still shaking from what had just happened. Doctors who had spent years in medicine stood frozen because a 12-year-old boy had just done what all their machines couldn't. Hannah was alive. Her tiny chest rose again, slow, fragile, but real. A sound followed, soft, broken, but undeniable. A cry. It started as a weak whimper, then grew, louder, stronger, alive. The billionaire didn't move at first. He just stared, like his mind couldn't catch up with what his eyes were seeing. Moments ago, he had lost everything. His wife, his child, his entire world. And now, the same child he had just watched die was crying in the arms of a homeless boy. His legs gave way. He staggered forward, slow, unsteady, like a man learning how to walk again. Give her to me, his voice cracked. Not powerful, not commanding, just a broken father. Jaden hesitated, not out of fear, but care. The way he held Hannah, it wasn't careless, it was protective, gentle, like he understood how fragile life really was. He slowly stepped forward and placed Hannah into her father's arms. The moment their skin touched, the billionaire broke, tears, raw, uncontrolled, falling onto Hannah's tiny face. I thought I lost you, he whispered. I thought I lost both of you. Hannah cried louder, as if responding, as if reminding him, I'm still here, around them. Silence. Doctors looked at each other, confused, ashamed, shaken. And one of them finally spoke. We checked everything. His voice trembled. There was no pulse, no respiration. He couldn't finish because there was no explanation. And in that silence, all eyes slowly turned to Jaden, standing there, soaked, barefoot, clothes clinging to his thin frame, water still dripping from his fingers, like he didn't belong in that room. But somehow, he was the only one who had truly seen. The billionaire followed their gaze, and for the first time, he really looked at the boy, not as an interruption, not as a nuisance, but as the reason his daughter was alive. Come here, his voice was softer now, still shaking, but steady enough. Jaden didn't move immediately. Hospitals didn't feel safe to him. People didn't feel safe. Authority didn't feel safe. Come, the man said again, not demanding, inviting. Slowly, Jaden stepped forward. Up close, the difference between them was almost unreal. One dressed in wealth, the other in survival. What's your name? Jaden. How old are you? 12. The billionaire swallowed. 12. Just a child. And yet, where are your parents? That question changed everything. Jaden's face didn't break immediately, but something behind his eyes did. Silence stretched, heavy, uncomfortable, real. I don't have any. The room shifted. The billionaire frowned slightly. What do you mean? Jaden's lips parted, then closed again, like the words were stuck somewhere painful. My mom. His voice was quieter now. She died. The billionaire's grip on Hannah tightened slightly, not in fear, in understanding. How? Jaden looked down at the floor, at his own bare feet. She was sick. Pause. So they said it was... He swallowed. AIDS. No one spoke. I was 10. 2 years. 2 years on the street. She couldn't work anymore, Jaden continued. Couldn't even stand sometimes. I used to bring her water, food, anything I could find. His voice cracked slightly, but he kept going. One day, she just... He stopped, took a breath, forced the words out. I didn't wake up. The room felt colder. What about your father? Jaden shook his head. I don't know him. And after your mom, a bitter small laugh escaped him. Not happy, not loud, just empty. The landlord came. No hesitation this time, no pause. He said we hadn't paid in months. He told me to leave. I told him my mom just died. He didn't care. A nurse covered her mouth. He threw our things outside. Pause. I didn't have anywhere to go. The billionaire's jaw tightened. So I stayed outside. Outside where? Jaden finally looked up, straight at him. Now here. A beat. In the hospital parking lot. Silence. Sometimes nurses give me food. Sometimes they chase me away. He shrugged slightly, like it was normal, like it didn't matter. I sleep behind the building. When it rains, I just wait. The billionaire stared at him, really stared this time. This boy had nothing, no home, no family, no protection, and yet he had just saved his daughter's life. Have you eaten today? Jaden hesitated. No. When was the last time you ate? 2 days ago. That did it. Something inside the billionaire snapped, not in anger, in decision. He looked down at Hannah, then back at Jaden, and in that moment, something changed. You're not going back out there. Jaden blinked, confused. What? You're not going back to the streets. The words landed slowly, like they needed time to make sense. I don't understand. The billionaire stepped closer. You saved my daughter. His voice was firm now, grounded, certain. You gave her life when everyone else gave up. A pause. That means something. Jaden shook his head quickly. I didn't do it for anything. I know. And that made it matter even more. The billionaire took a slow breath, then said it, clear, final, life-changing. From today, you're not alone anymore. Jaden's brows furrowed. What do you mean? The billionaire's voice softened. I'm going to take you in. Silence. I'm going to give you a home. Jaden didn't react. Not immediately, because this didn't feel real. You'll eat. You'll sleep in a bed. You'll go to school. Each word sounded like something from another world. And he looked down at Hannah, then back at him. You'll be her brother. That broke him. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, deeply. Tears filled Jaden's eyes. For the first time since he walked into that hospital, he looked like a child. You mean that? I don't say things I don't mean. Jaden's lips trembled. I don't have anything. You don't need anything. I don't know how to be. You already do. A pause. You saved her. That was enough. Jaden wiped his face quickly, like he wasn't used to crying. Okay. Just one word, but it carried everything. The billionaire nodded, and for the first time since the nightmare began, there was something in his eyes again. Not grief, not loss, hope. And he looked at both of them. Jaden and Hannah, one he almost lost, one he never had, and somehow, in the same night, he found both. Outside, the rain had stopped, the same hospital, the same walls, the same world, but everything had changed. A boy who had nothing, now had a family. A man who lost everything, now had a second chance. And a little girl, who was supposed to be gone, was alive because someone the world ignored, refused to walk away. Sometimes, miracles don't come from doctors or machines. They come from the people the world forgets to see. Great content deserves support. If this video added value to your day, hit the subscribe button and be part of this growing community.